Catherine Ducker. I lead corporate and financial communications at HPE, and it is an incredible privilege to join all of you this evening to have very special connections with actually several of the honorees tonight. I have known Dr. Eliza Agazzino for so long that she was not a doctor or an Agazzino when I knew her. Elisa and I were Ketchum summer interns more than 20 years ago together, and it's wonderful to see her again tonight. I also have the great privilege of working for Jennifer Temple, another of tonight's honorees. She has been my manager for the last 5 years, and I learn something from her every single day. And it is my distinct honor to be able to introduce tonight's 2023 Agency Award recipient, one of my most valued mentors and most wonderful friends, Mike Doyle. Woo! So you are likely familiar with Mike's extensive resume, including his roles as CEO of Ketchum, co-chairman of Open Pride, Omnicom's LGBTQ+ network, and national board member for GLAAD, the world's leading LGBTQ+ advocacy organization. But rather than review Mike's CV, I'd like to share 3 lessons that I have learned from Mike. Number 1, never miss an opportunity to learn. I was a 23-year-old assistant account executive when Mike invited me to attend the several-day Global Communications Summit Ketchum was organizing for one of our largest clients. A member of the Ketchum Executive Committee was facilitating the strategy session, and our senior-most counselors on the business, including Mike, were leading it. As the only account team member attending who wasn't at least a vice president, I had the role of scribe. But Mike empowered me not to be relegated to a purely administrative role. He encouraged me to ask questions, to contribute ideas, and lean in and learn about the big strategic challenges our client was grappling with. The experience built my confidence and my curiosity. Mike not only encouraged this curiosity, he modeled it. I can recall several new business pitches where we had no right to be in the room, much less win the pitch, because we had no background in the client's industry or challenges. A baby formula company comes to mind. But I quickly learned from Mike that asking smart questions, demonstrating a genuine interest in the client's business, and learning quickly could get you far. It was with this philosophy in mind that Mike encouraged me to pursue an opportunity with the agency to relocate from New York to Los Angeles to lead our work with a major bank's mortgage business at the peak of the financial crisis. As a 29-year-old single person living on a PR agency salary in Manhattan, I did not have a mortgage. But I had learned from Mike, don't be afraid to ask questions and study up. Use your outside perspective as an asset. He was right, and I spent 5 successful years leading that business. Lesson 2, care about people and lead with empathy. Any agency leader knows that relationships are crucial. For Mike, his client relationships are not just the result of effective programs and client service, though he is among the best in the business in this regard. And his colleague relationships are not just about motivating a team to deliver the best work product, though he's quite effective there too. All of Mike's relationships are built on a foundation of caring, compassion, and empathy. He takes a genuine interest in people, and they feel it. He has made me and countless other people, colleagues and clients alike, appreciate themselves and believe in themselves as a result. Now, Mike will be the first to tell you that I am a little bit of a hoarder. So when, after 15 years in the Ketchum family, I moved from LA to San Francisco to take my role at HPE, I had a lot of stuff to get through. One of the most unexpectedly poignant moments of my hours and hours of purging and packing was sitting to read the countless handwritten notes I had received from Mike over the years. They were notes of encouragement. They were notes of praise. They were funny. They were sentimental. They were largely illegible. But each was a reflection of Mike's very, very special ability to connect and to leave someone feeling more special, more seen, and more cared for than before. Lesson 3, lead authentically. When I started working with Mike early in my career, I admired his self-awareness, his genuineness, and his humility. I appreciated that he took his work quite seriously, but he never took himself too seriously. He assumed positive intent. He was inclusive and set the tone that everyone's contributions mattered, and the best ideas could come from anyone. He would be the first to admit when he didn't know the answer, and he'd be eager to join us in the trenches to figure it out. He was completely comfortable playing a role in the background, positioning the rest of us for success. He was never too good or too senior to do anything. Ask him about the time he ran out to buy a set of clothes, including underwear, for a client who had worked through the night during a high-profile crisis and never made it home to change. I found all of these traits to make him a very authentic leader. But there was a huge part of Mike that he didn't acknowledge at the time. He was gay. It took years for Mike to get comfortable with that part of himself, but he eventually realized that being true to who he was would be one of his many strengths. He came out to me at the Ketchum summer party. My first response was, I know. But my longer-term response has been a deep sense of pride, respect, and joy for Mike as he has fully embraced himself. It has made him a better leader and a better counselor. It has given him new purpose as he leads incredible work to advance the acceptance of LGBTQ+ people and advocate for important issues. He stands as a role model for those who may think they can't become a corporate CEO and be true to who they are. I've watched and learned from Mike as he has realized what a gift it is to be himself. So thank you, Mike, for the countless lessons I've learned from you. I'm so grateful to be your mentor or your mentee and your friend, and so thrilled that you're being honored tonight for the investment in people, talent, and relationships that you've made across our industry. So please welcome Mike to the stage.
How am I supposed to do that? I certainly hope that the definition that the ThePlankCenter uses for mentor includes uncontrollable sobbing from a podium. My dad used to say to be proud that you're Irish because it just gives you carte blanche to weep openly in front of people. I am profoundly honored to be with all of you tonight and humbled by this award. I also noticed, I think that that's part of the requirement, right? You actually need these to become one of these recipients. I'll wear that as a badge of honor. First of all, congratulations to Meryl, to Patrice, to Jennifer, to Elisa, and DeAnthony. What an honor to be among you on this incredible night. To the ThePlankCenter, to the board, to everyone affiliated with this fabulous, fabulous organization, not just for this award, but for your tireless work in advancing and lifting our profession, to recruit and retain and grow and celebrate with such intention the rising talent, this incredible group of people that are here tonight and those that I know are either watching at home or a part of the ThePlankCenter community. There's never been a more important time for us to focus on the very tenets of what we do in this industry. Speak up for those who can't, to be authentic in the way that we do that. And I celebrate the work that you are doing in the spirit and the intention of diversity, equity, and inclusion. The work that we've all chosen, or probably more fitting, that has chosen us, has never been more vital. It's never been more under attack. It's never been more precious than in the world in which we live, in which authenticity and humanity are under attack. And so I celebrate all of you. Thank you for this incredible night and for the work that you do. Catherine, God, please don't make me the only one that cries. One of you, please. You know, I could stand here for hours talking about what Catherine means to my husband and me. But I want to tell you a story instead of that. Because just think about how spectacular this arc is. One of the clients that Catherine and I had the opportunity to work on many, many years ago was the New York Stock Exchange. They were our client for many years, and we served them so proudly, never more proudly than in the terrible days that followed 9/11 and in the many years that followed. And back then, we were writing media lists. We were doing really anything that the organization needed. And one of the things that we did, and sometimes it was pretty cool, was to escort the celebrities or well-known individuals to the back stairs of the Bell Podium at the NYSE. I got to take John Bon Jovi to the bathroom. I mean, that was, that rivals tonight as a career highlight. Several days ago, Catherine and Jennifer and the incredible team at Hewlett-Packard Enterprises rang the bell at the New York Stock Exchange. And I looked at that picture, and there she was. There was Catherine, with every bit the celebrity star power that John Bon Jovi held that day. And they were the ones that rang the bell. And I think about that. Ladies and gentlemen, could we please, a round of applause for what a career arc that is. May your star continue to shine, and may we all see you on this podium one day. I am blessed to have several Ketchum colleagues here tonight, and I want to thank you for that, not just for choosing to be at Ketchum at a time when you could be anywhere else, and also to be here tonight when you have families and friends and loved ones and other priorities that are calling you as they should. But thank you for honoring me every day and for being here tonight. In my conversation with the good people at Plank, I said that I believe deeply that one should choose multiple mentors, to try very hard to be self-aware enough to know the many areas you might need counsel, growth, coaching, and to find the many people to give you as much perspective as possible as you figure out your own path. And so with that in mind, we didn't even share remarks, Patrice, but I'm going to do the same thing, to offer a few of the incredible life lessons I've learned from several of my own mentors so far. And they are words and deeds that are with me and that I carry with me every day. From Rob Flaherty, many of you know Rob, our former chairman and CEO at Ketchum for many, many years. He is somewhere on a boat with his wife as we speak in the Chesapeake Bay, enjoying retirement as we all may one day. Rob said this, "Michael, the title gets you in the room. Charm will get you through the first half hour. Doing your homework and then doing the work is what gets you invited back." How great is that for an agency leader, right? I carry that with me every day, Rob. From Joanne Robertson, our current CEO for Ketchum's Global Markets. And you have to imagine this said with an incredibly thick, often difficult to understand Scottish accent. The most important thing you can do for anyone is to make sure they know that you have their back And then when they need it, you show up and make sure they feel it. How great is that? Kim Sample is in the room tonight. Kim is the president of the PR Council, and I had the unbelievable good fortune of helping to start an agency with Kim, a Ketchum agency that we called Emanate. They were some of the hardest years we spent and some of the most fulfilling in my entire career, largely because of her. Catherine humbles me with the story that she told you about a summer party that I genuinely don't remember. A lot of reasons you're going to take this award away from me. It's a very long story, and I will happily share it with you all another time. But it was 2007, and Kim was my boss. She was the CEO, and I was her very happy number two. And Kim was on the cusp of hiring someone at the agency who was spot on perfect for the role that we needed. Unbelievable experience in the category we needed, commanding leadership presence, absolutely perfect on paper and great in a room, right? What agency wouldn't want to hire that individual? Until I shared with Kim that I knew some of his personal views, and I knew some of the things that he didn't support, and some of the things that he had done in his career that were difficult for me to accept. And I had never had a conversation like this before with anyone, some not even in my family. And I went into Kim's office, and I shut the door, and I talked about what I knew and how I was feeling about it. And I sat in that office, and Kim picked up the phone, and she called the recruiter, and she said, "The search is over." And I'm not going to tell you why, but she looked at me, and she said, "Just be yourself. That's all I ever want." My life changed that day because of her. So Kim, thank you. An applause for you. Thank you. And just two more, I promise. For my Uncle Mike, who sadly was taken from us way too long, prime of his life and of his career, but whose legacy lives on, not just in my family, but for the many, many people, some I know, some I don't, that I know he mentored. And I remember the night that he told me this: never forget that success is as much about good fortune as it is about hard work. So be good and kind to people, because it's from others that the good fortune will find you. Isn't that great? And finally, to my husband, Brett, who is watching us right now on the live stream in New York. In moments when I have struggled with deep anxiety and lost faith in myself or the situation around me, listened a little too intently to the voices in my head, Brett has this incredible knack of just looking at me or texting me and just saying three words: "You've got this. You've got this." And I shake it off. Somehow, miraculously, I shake it off. May each of you hear those words from someone you treasure and offer them back in return. And so let me conclude in a way that I really suspect is a first for the ThePlankCenter, maybe even this room. I want to quote Oscar-winning superstar Cher. I told you there were going to be reasons you were going to take this award from me. I have long given up my aspirations of winning an Oscar. But you stand on a stage like this and you look at the unbelievable luminaries who are here tonight and who have been a part of this organization and honored by you, incredible people. And I think I'm coming pretty close to an Oscar, at least for this industry. But kidding aside, when Cher accepted that Oscar for Moonstruck, she said words, swear to God, this is my team, by the way. Not surprised in the least. She said the following, and it sticks with me. I will end my speech the way she did. She said, "I don't think this means that I am somebody, but I guess I'm on my way." Thank you all so much. Thank you.
Is this me?